I've got a bone to pick with Vanuatu Tourism. A lot of other countries are putting us to shame. Big time. Their advertisements, their packages, basically they've got more reach, and Vanuatu, we can do a whole lot better when it comes to showing the world what we have to offer. During my time here in Australia, I've noticed that a lot of tradies, a lot of people who work at construction sites, a lot of students as well on campus, basically the general talk of the people that I speak with, when they think of a destination to go to in terms of a holiday, Bali comes to mind all the time. When's the next trip to Bali? Bali's advertised like no other. From now until next Sunday, it's all about Bali. Bali hype, Bali fever. When COVID shut down the borders, everyone was missing Bali. And I reckon that our biggest competitor in terms of tourism is Bali. Now, they didn't ask to be our biggest competitor, but it is what it is. And we are not doing as much as we should be doing to get the attention of tourists. And no, the truth is plain and simple. The wheels of our economy, the majority of the revenue that turns those wheels comes from tourism. We're a country that runs on tourism, foreign aid, our major exports, copra, kava, cocoa, the fish is coming up as well. That's starting to become another major export, the Vanuatu waters. But we can't forget about tourism, and I feel that we're not doing our guests justice and our potential guests any justice by only giving it probably 30% effort. There's a whole lot more that we can do, which we aren't. The new media environment is basically bursting with numerous different types of possibilities and potential, and this is what we should be taking advantage of. When I usually ask a lot of people, what do you think about Vanuatu? Well, basically, I don't ask them what they think of Vanuatu. I introduce myself as a person from Vanuatu. And as the conversation goes, honestly, 99% of people have no idea where Vanuatu is. And I don't blame them for that because, once again, the promotion of Vanuatu is very bad, very poor. They know where Fiji is, it's the tourism hub, so we're basically their less popular cousin. We're the less popular cousin of Fiji. And now, even Bali is starting to outshine us. But we can do a lot more than that. We need to start looking at TikTok videos, Instagram, Snapchat. We need to start tapping into all of these social media channels. We need to start getting the attention of the people who don't know about Vanuatu, tapping them on the shoulder and say, hey, this is what you've been missing out. This is something you didn't know, and now this is something you can experience. The difference between Vanuatu and a lot of other tourism destinations, people go to these places overseas and they're usually crowded, they're full. Vanuatu, it's like we're hidden for some reason. We're hidden from eyeballs that we need the attention of. But this is also our advantage. Tourists, they have the freedom to just walk around without rubbing elbows with any other person, any other tourist, and it's just, you have this full local experience. Now, I am not sponsored by the tourism department or the Ministry of Tourism. I'm just a big fan of my country, and I see a lot of potential. And this is something that we should be taking advantage of big time. So tourism, you need to pull up your socks all the way up to your hips and start pushing the narrative that Vanuatu is an amazing place to be, because the truth is, it is. Coming from someone who lives there and who loves the country and who enjoys the kava, bloody heck, it is beautiful. Now, as far as the political landscape is concerned, tourists, they don't care about that. They don't want to know, is the Prime Minister about to be booted out? Is the country in a state of emergency? Even if the country was in a state of emergency, it just adds to the flair. Tourists, they love that sense of excitement, that thrill. If the volcano's bubbling, they want to go beside it and look inside and see what's going on. Basically, they want to see what the fuss is about. So coming to a country, and I mean, this is totally seeing things from a glass half full perspective. To look at it from that lens, tourists, they basically do not care. They want to come, they want to have a good time, and they want to see what it's about. They love everything from the traditional bags, the artifacts, the stories. Stories is really important, and stories, the traditional and cultural stories, are amazing. So this is what we should be pushing. And for the ambassadors that push Vanuatu in other countries, like Alfred Kwai in Brisbane, I mean, his shop in Brisbane, it's amazing. He's got one at West End and one at Zilmere. And these two shops, they have everything from island dresses to island baskets, kava, and he's very hospitable. He's basically the Melanesian ambassador. He's a big guy and smiles all around. I've been to his shop a bunch of times and enjoy the kava there. Now, while there are a lot of kava sellers around Brisbane, Alfred is born and bred in Vanuatu. He's from Mumbai. And his Blackstone product is awesome. Quality t-shirts. And for those of you who's been to Vanuatu and you've come back and you want a Vanuatu bag, a basket, head over to West End and see what he has in stock. Aside from that, to every other ambassador who is currently an unsung hero like Alfred, keep doing what you're doing. One day, I'm sure you'll get the support of the government. And for people like us who push Vanuatu out through the internet, the airwaves, however you're listening to this, I want every one of us to keep it up, keep it going. One day, sooner rather than later, people will catch on and realize that, a slice of heaven is just here in the South Pacific.